That one? 40.
Is it like a real painting inside? Like what is
Is
it?
this what you're talking about?
No, the one in back of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You can make an offer on it.
Is it a painting? Like
It's a painting.
Yeah, it's a
what's
painting.
did you paint it? Like, what's the
I
background?
didn't. It was donated by Christine. Yes.
Hello.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah, namaste.
Hello, welcome, namaste.
All right.
So we're Lotus Flower Wellness Temple, and we come live every Sunday at around 2:30. Today we're a little bit late. We had some retrograde stuff going on today, but hey, we are here. We persevered. We did not let it stop us. So we're going to be projecting our voice a little bit today so that you can hear us well, because we're working without our microphones today. Let me grab my other phone. Yeah.
All right.
Let's get on here.
Why are you sitting so stiff?
Feel good. Cut off on me a little bit.
I gotcha.
Now you just look stupid. You're in the camera.
All right, here we go. Yeah, so as always, everyone is welcome and loved here. If you're joining us in temple or if you're joining us on live, we understand everyone is unique and beautiful for your in your own light. We encourage people to shine their truth, their own light, live and embody yourself with love. And so, yes, you're all welcome here. We are a community that supports you, so please feel free to be yourself and show up. And we are definitely here for you, and we encourage you to be here for yourself as well.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started.
Yes.
So, welcome
Yes, welcome, beautiful souls. We are at Lotus Flower Wellness Temple, our sacred space where we gather to remember who we are, awaken through mindfulness, love, and energy healing. Whether you're here, as I said, online or in the temple, we all are connected through energy and love.
All right, here at Lotus Flower, every voice matters and every truth is welcome. We come together to learn, to heal, and to express the light of our spirit and with authenticity.
All right, awesome. So the throat chakra is what we're focusing on today. So we've been on the path of integration. Today we are arriving at the throat chakra. And just a quick catch up for everyone out there. We started with the root, then we moved up to the feminine chakra, which is the sacral. Then we moved up into the solar plexus, which is your masculine energy. Then last week was the heart chakra. And now we're at the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is the center of our expression, communication, and our truth. And that is, yes, of course, you're always using your voice. You're always using your expression. But when you actually master to be your authentic true self, when you get some of those things out of the way that says, oh no, people aren't going to accept me, I better not be this way around this group of people. When you stop doing that and you just start being truthful to who you are, you express yourself, and by the way that you feel called and discerned in the moment, that's where that true power of that throat chakra starts kicking in. And that's what we're here to do, aren't we, today? We're going to help everyone understand how to get back to that power within that throat chakra.
Yes. So today we'll explore what it means to express with clarity, integrity, and compassion, and to honor the power of our voice as a divine instrument. So let's begin together with our opening chant to awaken the voice of the soul. So today our chant is
It's like ham, but a little more, more not like ham, let's eat some ham, but it's more You really want to feel that vibration in those vocal cords.
Right, so go ahead and join in with us.
All right, so we're just gonna drag the word, the vibration out quite a bit, so it's hum. You want to really drag that and vibrate it in your throat chakra. We're just gonna drag it for about 10 or so seconds, and then we'll start again.
Right.
And maybe make your mouth tickle a little bit, the lips, the throat. Now this time, as you continue,
Yeah.
this time, let's just try to feel where we feel this in the body. Yes, it is supporting the throat chakra, but all chakras support each other in this harmonious balance. So see if you can intuitively feel where other energy points, other cells in your body are reacting to this.
Right.
I really felt that a lot in my elbows, and I guess we do move, yeah, right? So let's do it again. One more time.
All right. All right.
Excellent.
And just feel that vibration of your voice moving through your body, freeing, clearing, and opening the space of expression. Imagine a soft blue light spinning at your throat, shining brighter with every sound.
Yeah, so one more time. Now we want to visualize so the throat chakra is represented by a blue color. It's very supportive of the throat. So as we do it this time, just take all your creative energy, visualize that throat chakra as a blue swirling energy, and just focus your attention there. Now see if you can get that blue light, that swirling energy to spread out bigger. Beautiful.
And afterward, you can just gently hum to allow the vibration to settle through the neck and the chest.
Yes, use this as an opportunity just to relax the rest of your body. It's almost like a little lullaby for your body, just to relax all the parts that may still have some tension in them.
All right. And then Aaron will go ahead and get started with the lesson.
Yes, awesome. Yay. All right, y'all. So the throat chakra, known as Vistahara, is the energy center of our communication. So authentic and true. So yes, we all talk. We say things, or majority of us do. Even when we're not speaking, we are expressing ourselves. It could be in subtle ways that we don't even realize, but all of our self-expression is supportive of that throat chakra. If you're even just this, a wave to someone, you're expressing something, right? And I think it's kind of easy for us to forget that when we're talking to someone, whether they realize it or not, their energy body does feel these subtle little shifts that we might not consciously be aware of, but we're always communicating. So even though we're not saying something, if we're having a conversation with someone and our eyes drop down or start looking at something else, without the person even realizing, they're already communicating. They're already like receiving, maybe this person's really not that interested in what I'm saying. Maybe they have somewhere else to be. And so, boom, they've got this whole thing going on, this whole dialogue going on over some of your expressions. So when we can really fully understand that everything that we're doing gesture-wise is communicating something to someone else about what we are doing, even if we're not even intentionally doing it. So just holding space for that as you get more in alignment with your truth, as you get more in alignment with having that compassion, focusing your energy, being in the now. These are things that will kind of take a back seat. You're going to be more consciously aware. Yes, I'm communicating with this person. Let me give them my undivided full attention. This is a moment. We're having a moment. This moment may never happen again. This is special. This is unique. So being fully in that moment is so supportive and loving and compassionate, not only for yourself, but for the person that you're communicating with. And it's so easy to realize, to not realize, but to be in the moment, and all of a sudden you have a little thought come in your head, and then now you're looking at your watch and stuff. Well, that person just felt, without really even trying to be judgmental, they had a little flux of energy go through that says, maybe they have to be somewhere else. Maybe they're they gotta go. So now they're trying to communicate to you, it's okay if you have to go. So it really is, we're saying way more than we realize in these moments of communication. And when you can be in alignment with, having a compassion, really being in the now and being truthful about your expression, that is going to take care of a lot of the things that you don't even realize. Why? I wonder what went wrong with that conversation. Like this started happening or whatnot. When you could be more aware and in alignment and just loving the now of that moment, embracing that it is divinely orchestrated. You can be fully in it, and then we're offering healing instead of more hurt out to each other. And so, not to say that we mean it, but I know that each and every one of us can remember a time where something popped in your head and maybe you did lose track of what you were saying with the person, and now you're in a whole nother place. So it really is, connection is really important when you're making connection and you're sharing your truth with someone, that we be aware that it's not just what we're saying. It has got a lot to do with other things that may be unconscious to us. So that the element is either, so the throat chakra with our authenticity and our truth, this is a very vast space through which sound travels. This little chakra area, that is creating, it's got an ability to create sound waves. It's got an ability to create energy. And when we use it for our truth versus just to be talking and not really saying what other people might want to hear, that is a lower vibration of that. Even if we say what we think is a high vibrational statement, if you're not in alignment with it and you're saying it and expressing it for the wrong reasons, you're not going to get that same result of that harmony and joy as if you're speaking your truth from a place of honoring your truth versus saying what other people want to hear. There's a big difference in that, and that never feels good, right? You go away and you're like, man, I wish I could just be myself, and I just, why do I not say the things, and then I kick myself afterwards for not speaking my mind. And one of the big things though with the throat chakra is speaking your truth in a a very compassionate way that is kind to humans. And the word humility is what I'm trying to get at there. Having some humility, because words are very powerful. And what we say, you don't even know. You could think that you were just saying something and it didn't really mean that much, or you were just joking. That person you're speaking to might go home and just eat that up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and just torture themselves over that. So our words are very powerful and very lasting, almost like a ghost in a person's head when we use our power of speech and expression in a way that is not compassionate and not very loving for other humans. So what might feel good to in one little second, boom, there is a way that you can phrase things and say things where they're still holding your truth without wrecking another person. So if we can remember that that is a very powerful part of us, is the words that we choose to say. Always you want to be in alignment with your truth, but being careful on how you're using those with your power, because you really could crush a person. And I know every single person in these chairs and at home know when you use your words, and then you're like, wow, okay. In that one moment, I felt really like they deserve that or whatever, but then it kind of rains back on you, and so you're carrying the weight of that. So this very powerful throat chakra, our ability to use our words, is something that we have to be very responsible with, because it can cause some havoc in not just other people's lives, but our own. So when our third chakra is open and balanced, we speak our truth with grace. We express ourselves with clarity. We listen. See, this is a whole nother part you wouldn't think that would be attached to the throat chakra. But we listen with just with an attention that is very, because that's a part of expression. As we started this conversation out, even just listening to another person speak their mind, share their truth, our attentiveness that we give to that is also a support of the throat chakra. That's another form of expression, is listening intently. And so when we listen deeply, and another thing is honoring both silence and sound. So whoever would have thought silence is another expression from our throat chakra. That is to choose. You're choosing. It's an action. You're choosing to be silent. You're choosing to express yourself without words, and sometimes no action. The expression being stillness, being centered, being connected, and not having to be a human doing, but just being a human being for a bit, which is very powerful. So I bet nobody ever really thought that silence was a part of that third chakra, huh? Well, it definitely is. And I kind of challenge you all, if you have a friend that's kind of like-minded, that you trust to do a little game with or whatever, but if you could just sit there in silence with someone, just for a few minutes, just sit there in silence with someone, just breathing. And then at the end, just try to say, hey, did you get anything that I was saying, thinking, or feeling? And you'll be really shocked that people do, without even realizing they're intuitive, that they're empathic. You will be really shocked to see that the other person with no words, no form of expression but silence, can kind of pick up. They might not be able to get exactly what you said, but if you look from a higher perspective, you're like, well, actually, it was kind of in this area. That's good. So, so even with words or no words at all, we are always expressing. So I want everyone to be a little more aware, too, about when this energy is blocked off. We may feel silence, but not a choice. We may just, okay, every time I speak, I say the wrong thing. Let me just not say anything. And that's just basically just not trusting in yourself and your light. So that's something that can happen. You can feel misunderstood very easily. You can speak and feel like, wow, I feel like I'm saying this, but I don't feel like anyone understands me, which is very common. Or you could be afraid to speak up at all. Something could be happening and you can just be in your head saying, but you won't say it out loud. All these are things that not only happen when your throat chakra energy is blocked, but can also further add to it. So, getting to a place where we're like, you know what, I felt what it feels like to do that, and I am choosing liberation and freedom for myself. I'm choosing to honor my soul, my walk here on this earth, my purpose for being here, and I will start to honor that and speak my truth with a very mindfulness of how I say things, because I do not want to hurt. I only want to add healing. And when you start to heal yourself, that is a big shift that changes. And sometimes when we're a little hurt from other things, we may feel the need to give back that hurt. It's just like this stirring little thing inside of us. So when we can be in a place of honoring our power, we will be more kind with the way that we say things, while not holding back your truth. So mindfulness in the throat means pausing before we speak, feeling the vibration of our words and the energy that they carry. So I know all of us have been in a position where we have to say something that is not so pleasant to someone else, right? How do you say that without being mean? Say we're at work and someone continues to do something in a way that is not the way that is designed for success of whatever this is doing. We can still choose to say that thing that we need to say that is not so pleasant in a loving way, leaving out any condescending words or any feelings that even if we're like, bouncing around with an attitude a little bit. We can choose to be in a very calm place, simply say, look, we need to talk about this one more time so that we can get to a place where everything is flowing smoothly, so the system all together, everyone is doing this in a way that we can all count on this result. And this is something that's not quite being done in that way. If we can start to do it this way, we're all going to be able to get that result that we can all count on. So you can phrase it in a way that is not going to be hurtful to a person, but encouraging. They're a part of a team. Their efforts, what they're doing is actually supporting this end goal. So having them see that they really are a part of this end goal and how it all comes together, instead of just being like, man, you do this wrong every time, we need to get this straight. There's many different ways that you can say things that can be very destructive to a person's psyche and their energy. So that is one of the biggest responsibilities of that throat chakra is being kind with your words. All right, so when you speak from love and you create, then you're creating harmony. But when you hide your truth and you create, when you're hiding your truth, you create a dissonance that is within yourself. So when you know you want to say something, you're like, oh, maybe not say it because they might not agree or whatever. It really is kind of taking your energy and knocking you down a little bit. And moreover, what I really truly care about is supporting our soul. Our soul literally supports us so much. And so when you can have a more love and awareness of, you know what, I'm a human, I'm having a human experience right now, but this really is way bigger. This is about a soul graduation, about, like, that's one thing, is we're creators, we're meant to just keep going, and there's no end pole, there's no end post. It's an infinite amount of growth. And so the soul experiences that too. So when we can stop being kind of like so selfish about it and be like, oh, this is all about me. Yeah, that is you. You are your soul, but we are meant to continually grow, support ourselves, and don't forget about that soul that really has always been there for you. The divine is supporting you from all different ways. but you do have an aspect of that within yourself that is with you always, supporting you always, never leaving you at all, always there. So when we can start to grow more of a compassion for that part of ourself, and start to, treat it like it is a part of you that you want to support, and not just for what you can get right now. Some of this work that we're doing is for a higher purpose that you might not see instant results right now. So you were born to be a vessel of truth. Your voice is super duper sacred, like it is, and that's why I felt it really important to talk about how the impact our voice can have, even if it's, I'm sure everybody knows there's a couple gestures that you can do that can really upset a person, just with your hands, right? I think we all know what that is. You don't have to say a word to really invoke a feeling within someone. So you know how quickly it can be done to anger a person. Imagine how much joy you can bring someone to choose to say something in a different kind of way, even if it's not the best message, but just having it with so much compassion. So thank you guys for listening today, and I hope you just continue to connect all the parts of yourself together and get back to a place where you can start to live in a way that you are authentic and you are supporting your light and you're shining it, because there's nothing that beats that in this whole entire world. That's what we're meant to do, is bring that here and show the example of that we don't really have to go anywhere to experience this feeling of bliss, this heavenly feeling. We're meant to bring it here and shine that light right here and help others that might not be at that place yet in their walk, but they're going to see that proof in you. They're going to see that light in you. And so that's one of the major points here that we came to do, is to be that light, to be that example, to be that proof. So thank y'all so much. Quinn, would you like to come on up?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Quinn is going to explain and then work us through the breath work for today.
All right, so today's breath work is the voice of truth. So I want you all to sit tall, shoulders relaxed, throat open and soft. Inhale through the nose. Exhale slowly through the mouth with a gentle ha sound. Releasing stuck energy from the throat. Now, continue to do this, and as you do, as you inhale, I breathe in clarity. As you exhale, I release fear of expression. Breathe in clarity. I release fear of expression. Now repeat this several rounds, then add a humming breath, lips closed, allowing vibration to flow through the chest and throat. Visualize blue energy swirling around your neck, clearing away tension, shame, and the need for approval. Let the breath become your song, effortless, flowing, and free. Notice it's a bit similar to our from earlier. And with that, Erin's going to get us started on our meditation.
So just continue focusing on your breath. if your eyes aren't closed, you're welcome to close them now or do what you like. And I feel very called to say this too. There's actually a midpoint as well that is really powerful with meditation, where your eyes are closed, but they're just a little peep open, and that's kind of a center point a little bit that still gives you a perspective of you're still where you are, where you're going within yourself. That is also another option, and I felt called to share that in case anyone didn't know or realize. So maybe try that another time if you choose, but I just felt very called to share that. All right, and now I just want you to bring your awareness to your throat, that powerful place of expression. And as you breathe, just feel the energy expanding in this area. With each breath, you may visualize it just opening more, spreading out a bit. And then I just want to recommend that you whisper within yourself, or you can even say it out loud since we are on the throat chakra. I speak my truth with love. Speak my truth with love. Yes, yes. Speak my truth with love. I listen with compassion. I listen with compassion. My words create peace. My words create peace. And just imagine the light flowing from your throat chakra, that beautiful blue light. And imagine it just connecting to your heart space. And then also upwardly to that third eye. So now this blue light swirl is so big that it is connecting in the heart space, the throat, as well as the third eye. And I would like to invite you all to just claim the affirmations again, but claim them in every cell of your body. Claim it as a testament to what you will be more mindful of. Not to say that every single time you ever speak again, you're going to hold this energy, but awareness is where it starts. Practice, but more importantly, really connecting to the power that your words have and what your intention in this life is. So if your intention is to share peace and healing, every time you express yourself, you have that opportunity, or you have an opportunity to bring chaos and wreckage. So being very aware of that power each time you speak. So I speak my truth with love. I listen with compassion. And my words create peace or destruction. It's a choice. And I'm claiming I choose peace. I choose harmony. Let yourself make your choice well. Just rest here in this stillness and this truth. And if you choose to do so, you can focus all that energy into that spinning blue light that you have now connected to the heart and the crown, right, and the heart and the third eye. And you can choose to spread that out all over, just see it go in infinite directions, just everywhere. And share that with the world, with all creation. So Quinn and I, while you guys are focusing your energy and attention there, Quinn and I are going to channel Reiki, share that out. We're going to do a little crystal work, some sound, some vibrational healing. Got the crystals, you can go ahead and get started right there.
All right. Yeah. May your words flow with honesty and grace. May your truth be kind and your silence wise. May your voice serve love in every form.
Yes. That's good. All right, y'all. Now we have an intuitive game. So, actually, I'm gonna get something ready for that.
Alright.
And so, if you, Miguel, would like to read our Reiki Healing of the Mind, and I've got some little pads that we're gonna sit on, and if you'll go ahead and read this out for us, and I'll get these ready.
Okay.
Okay. The answer is internal. Unfortunately, many people don't have much awareness of their spiritual selves, so they spend a lot of time trying to fill an inexplicable void within themselves by seeking power, money, and material success. But the answer doesn't lie outside ourselves, it is internal, not external, and it is the essence within us all. The wise, loving, powerful, creative inner core of our being that some call the higher or inner self.
Alright. And for those of you who like to read, I'll go ahead and show you it up close. And once again, the answer is internal.
Yeah, don't trip over this. So I ordered these, and I've got more coming, but this is what came this time, so I figured go ahead and start using them. So I'm gonna sit on this, and I'll let everyone have these. If y'all want to join us and just find one that you feel drawn to, and then we'll do our intuitive game. Maybe we can scoot over this way a little bit. So we're still. Yeah, there we go. And this is yours, Miguel. That one's for you. And I got more of these on their way. Pretty comfy?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Yay. All right. So we're all sitting in this circle. And oh, I forgot the intention. And when I get them, you can just start reading with everyone. Let me see which perfect deck I want to grab.
Alright.
Okay. So we're going to use these. Close your eyes and pick one. Oh, there you go. So, look and see what you got from the pile. So, if each person can just hold space for this specific energy that it holds, just read it to yourself, just connect with it, and then we're going to speak on what it will be like to hold space for that specific energy that you have on that card. Okay, so if you each want to go around one by one, you don't have to read the back, you can just read the front of what intention you got lined up with out of these four. And we're just going to hold space for that energy.
Alright.
Okay, go ahead.
So got your spiritual journey and what it means to me to make space for that energy is to recognize that everyone moves at their own pace, everyone has their own journey, and it looks different. Everybody, even if you see someone and they're not at the same place as you, that doesn't mean that you are above them or that you have a degree of superiority. It just means that that is the path that they are taking in this lifetime.
Beautiful, thank you. All right, and so then each time after everyone says their intention card, I want us all to say, I am ready to speak my truth.
I am ready to speak
I
my
am ready to speak my truth. I forgive what I could not say. So there's been many times that we didn't say something. We didn't act in accordance with it. Now's the time that we can move past that. We can release it by saying that we forgive it. We open that ability up because we've let it go to the past. We've opened that ability up for this shift, this change. Now we can start anew and choose next time that we can. So I want to add that. I forgive what I could not say.
I forgive what I could not say.
And then last but not least, I listen from love.
I listen from love.
All right, B, would you like to go next?
Sure, I've got connecting with our higher self. So for me, holding space for that energy. So normally we don't pay attention to our higher selves. I think you were talking about earlier about doing that thing, that swap, roommate swap. Where the ego is no longer leading and you're no longer leading from a hurt space, and realizing that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so honoring that energy is to constantly remind myself that the ego should not be leading. And in order for me to continue to listen or connect with my higher self, I have to remember to do that and then stop the ego is no longer leading.
Perfect, yes, okay. Thank you for that share. So let's everybody together. I am ready to speak my truth. I forgive what I could not say. I listen from love. Miguel?
Funny enough, I got the same one I just said. The answer is internal. And it's funny because actually, literally, this is the answer to my prayer last night. Because I kind of was just, it's funny because I asked God about the Holy Spirit and what it means and what exactly it is. And so, it's funny because it says the answer doesn't lie outside ourselves, it's internal, not external. And it is the essence within us all. The wise, loving, powerful, creative inner core of our being that some call the higher or inner self. And as a Christian, we refer to that as the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. And it is, it seems like that's our internal mechanism that guides us when we get that unction. And I feel that it's in my solar plexus. And so that's what guides me. I pray to God and ask Him, guide me to do your will, to take me here or wherever. And I'll just feel this gut feeling of, okay, I gotta go here. Or I'll just get this thought in my mind, okay, I need to do this or whatever. So, really, it's cool how that kind of just played out. So, yes, in essence, the Holy Spirit, my own spirit, devotee soul. That connect to the Father and to the Son. And so that's really brought a lot of clarity to me. So I think that's really cool about getting God answering those prayers in His God. Through my prayers.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I am ready to speak my truth. I forgive what I could not say. I listen from love. All right. You ready?
I got transform negative emotions. That's the door because I've always drawn up negative emotion, kind of hiding behind good. I guess I'm just transformed to spreading positive in
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. I am ready to speak my truth.
I
Forgive what I could not say. I listen from love. Well, thank you all for participating in this way. So yes, this was a great exercise, and I actually got the 4 little seats, yesterday, and I brought them in today, and it was just perfect because I was like, yes, this is perfect timing. We'll have more as we grow, which is great. And I don't have a problem sitting on a butterfly either. So great. All right. So let's go ahead while we're down here. We can go ahead and talk about homework and integration.
All right.
And actually, if you guys want to kind of like turn your body in so that we're like not closed off to that works good. And then we could just, is everyone comfortable? Because we can just continue on into, because we don't have the microphone anyway today. If you guys are okay with it, we can just continue into our podcast from right here.
Sounds good to me.
All right, everyone's in there? Yes? Yes.
All right. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead
There you go.
and introduce the homework and integration for this
Yay.
week.
And by the way, it's 333.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So this week, notice how you communicate. Not just what you say, but how you say it. Practice mindful speech. Pause, breathe, and speak from your heart. And
All
then,
right, and the journal prompt for this week is, where am I being called to express my truth more clearly or lovingly? So, there's 2 sides of that. Some people are really great at speaking their truth, but maybe they don't have as much compassion and they're a little more bold with what they say. Or, someone may be a little more, more in that mouse energy where they just don't speak up a lot or they're really quiet. But the point is to be in that center place. And so no matter where we are now, we can carry that mindfulness with us to get to a place that really brings us more harmony in our life, as well as spreads more healing versus what else it could be spreading. And it could just be a little frustration for someone, or just not feeling as good as it could. And with that, such a power that we have with this throat chakra, when you play with it a little bit and you're like, okay, let me be more aware in this conversation just right now, today, starting right now in this moment, let me see, and play with it a little bit and just see how you walk away, not so much kicking yourself over, man, really should I said it that way? But you have that opportunity that you can be a healer in that very moment, and you might not even realize the power that it had, but you can realize the power potentially it could have had into the destruction side of things.
Right. And so now we'll go ahead and move on to our community announcements.
Okay.
Our Harmony for Humanity fundraiser continues this month, and we are inviting community impact partners to help us expand our mindfulness and healing outreach. Your contributions support our wellness programs, workshops, and services for those in need. Visit pay.lotusflowercandle.com/donations to give or speak with us after service about sponsorship for our upcoming gala. That gala is going to be held on December 11th, and we hope to see you there if you are a member of our Tallahassee community. So
Yeah, we're
also-
gonna be live streaming as well.
Yeah, we'll also be live streaming.
Yes, we will.
And I do welcome you as well at this moment. Even if you can't provide a donation or or come to our gala, to at least give us a subscription, like, comment. All of those do drive engagement, and we do appreciate that.
Yes.
It helps us spread our message for Harmony for Humanity.
Awesome. So today we awaken the power of voice, not just to speak louder, but to speak truer. And you know what? The divine is so hilarious, okay? So we had technical issues today. The microphone didn't work, but think about how perfect that is for today.
Yeah.
With the throat chakra and projecting more and being more like aware that we don't have the microphone, so we need to project so people can hear us better. So I just thought that I got a little laugh inside of me right then. I was like, the divine is so funny.
Right.
All right, so may your words heal and may your silence teach. That's big, because we did talk about that today a good bit, about a silence and how powerful that really is. So may your words heal and your silence teach.
May you walk in integrity, guided by love and truth.
Take one more deep breath. So inhale truth and exhale peace.
All right, and now to go over our temple offerings at Lotus Flower Wellness Temple. Like today, we have weekly temple services, which include breath work, meditation, and Reiki healing. We have Sip, Paint, Zen, creative art therapy workshops. We have chakra dance and sound bath healing experiences. We have candle and crystal workshops, oracle guidance and attunements Fridays, private Reiki and spiritual counseling sessions, light and sound bath ceremonies, and Harmony for Humanity community outreach.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so we are now just already in position for our podcast. So, all right, I'll go ahead and get started here. All right. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Lotus Flower Wellness Temple podcast,
Namaste.
Harmony for Humanity. I'm Erin.
I'm Quinn.
I'm B.
Miguel.
Come on in.
If you want to bring your stuff in.
Oh, yes. Okay, we
I thought I
just
was
started the
looking down
podcast,
for
but
it.
yes, go ahead and take you over for me for just a second.
Okay, so
And
I'll go
I
ahead
will-
and get started.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and start to my left here. How has your relationship with your voice changed as you've grown more mindful?
I want to say that I am more mindful before I speak. So more intentional about what I'm saying and how it comes across.
Okay.
So basically delivery, just choosing what I say.
Right. Yeah, and I really do think it definitely is important to just take a moment to think before you speak. As far as ways to grow in our voice and in speaking our truth, we can definitely grow in the sense of becoming a public speaker or becoming louder, but we can also grow in being more intentional with our speech.
Yes, because So now I'm kind of like finding that happy medium where I'm not like doing
What does it mean to speak your truth with compassion rather than,
You're fine.
Well, I would say that to me a lot better to think about what you're saying rather than acting on feelings. If I could react because go on my first emotion, more often than not it's going to be angry. And that's never a good thing. Many times in my past, I reacted solely on anger, causing a lot of problems. They burned a lot of bridges, there's a lot of relationships. So that's always been something I've always struggled with. And that's kind of, I always had this issue in my past where I would say too much. So I would purposely say stuff that I know is going to hurt me. And it always made me feel bad. And so, later on in life, I realized that's not good. I shouldn't be saying stuff that hurt people, or I shouldn't say stuff that not think about it, not react. I have to have that capacity to think about it, because I've got a lot of people don't realize that what we say really do have an impact emotions on their heart, on their mind, and everything on their spirit. And so it even says in the Bible, life and death is in the tongue. So if I see something rude and mean and bad, that will negatively impact me. It might even cause people to want to hurt themselves. It might just make someone feel so bad, but really not want to die. And on the flip side, I could spread joy and happiness, kindness through my words, and compliment somebody, tell them I love you, give them words of encouragement, tell them everything's going to be okay. There's a much better future. Because feeling that hope and knowing that there maybe is something better, and so that's part of the life. I give them life by showing them love and compassion, and kindness through my words.
Right. Yeah, and it definitely is true. The call of life myself is like consciousness, soul. You can cut both ways, and it's definitely important to be careful what you say.
About protecting our voice today, right?
I guess now would probably
mine is like speak up.
yeah. When have you felt silent without your power? Yeah.
I've always been the silent type, so he thinks I talk too much, but I
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I can speak to that a bit. Like, I have grown up definitely with a people pleaser mentality, being very much in my head about what I can and cannot say to people. I even had moments where, like, I've thought about speaking up to my boss when they did something that was really out of line, or like, just speaking up for myself in general when I was wronged. But when I would go to like want to say that, I'd shrivel up and I'd just be like, just never mind.
That fear of,
You know.
I won't say fear, but that when you have that mentality of you want to help people so much, you don't want to say nothing to disappoint them.
Right.
And
You
you're
just pissed me. But have a nice day.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
confrontation, right? Being
Trying to
non-confrontational.
avoid conflict, trying to avoid confrontation. But something that I did also realize is that in itself is also a manipulative mindset. You know, you are in that way manipulating your relationships and your connections. Not that you have to be mean, but you should be clear about how you feel.
Yes.
You know, otherwise you're presenting a version of yourself which really doesn't exist. You know, you're convincing other people that you're somebody that you're not. And then, you know, when you finally do get the confidence to express yourself in your true sense, other people will look at you and like, who is this person?
Right.
Where's this coming from? I had no idea that I was stepping on your boundaries this whole time. Why didn't you speak up? You know? A lot of people, like, they don't want to cause you harm. A lot of your friends are not trying to hurt you, but because you don't speak up, because you don't say anything, they don't realize anything's wrong. And, you know, like, I think a lot of it comes from, like, this idea that, oh, if I speak out, I'll ruin things. I'll make things worse.
Fear of self-sabotage.
Yeah. And really, even if it does cause an argument, arguments can make friendships stronger. You know, contrary to popular belief, you can get into an argument with somebody, and by hashing out those issues, you realize, wait, this is how this person feels about it. And we have a conflict right now, but that conflict can be mended. You know, we can find a way to compromise. We can find a way to make things work better for both of us, because now we both understand, this person doesn't like this. And, you know, I don't like this. So, like, we can speak, we can try to make things work.
Yes.
So,
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for that, because that is very true. Sometimes when we have kept the truth from the situation and we get to that point where we're ready to share it, there can be like this flow of the energy. It's like, okay, I finally have to say something. That's when it's most important. Thank you. When it's most important to remember your tone and being compassionate, because it's like there's this energy that floods you about, okay, I have to say something now. I have to say something. But like what you just said, you haven't said anything before, so this is going to come at a huge surprise to them.
right.
So yes, the energy flooded you to where you had to say something, but also this is a perfect time to be mindful that if you take that flow of energy and throw it right at that person, what you're sharing is not going to be as well received as if you take a breath. Yeah, it gave you the courage to finally say something, but now watch how you then translate it to the person, because if you say it with that, okay, I've had enough, I have to say something, it's going to come across a little harsh. So that is a perfect time to be very mindful. Taking a breath before you actually do then speak your truth is going to take you really far.
And I am going to say, on that note, that my foot is very much falling asleep on the ground.
It's okay, you get more used to it. Yes, stretch them out. Stretch them out.
We go to the orange.
Yes, stretch them out.
So the next question, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, Aaron.
Okay.
How does mindfulness support better communication in relationships?
Wow. Well, you basically just asked a question about what I just said. When we have this feeling come over us to say our piece or say what we feel, having a tone that supports the energy of what we're conveying to the person is because of, like we talked about in temple service, our expression is not just about the words we say. It is the tone that we use. It is the body language that we include with it. So being mindful of all those things really can facilitate a stronger relationship with someone, because the soul picks up on those little subtle things of what a person's speaking versus what they might be showing. So if everything is all in alignment with the same energy, the energy that is felt by the person receiving it is going to be like, okay, that all checks out. But if you're saying one thing and then the energy tone is different, a person's like, there's something off about this. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's just not like vibing as well. So that makes a huge difference, is having, taking that little time in between that flow of energy that, like, I literally have to say this, but taking a little breath and conveying it in the most truth, whether it be just words or your physical reactions or gestures, I guess I should say. And that to me aligns up. And we don't always realize, you know, like somebody might say something and our shoulders might go like this, or, you know, we're like, make a little face. All those things say something to that person. Yes, it all says way more than a word could even say. If somebody's like saying something and you're like, like they're like, okay, I guess you don't believe me. So we have to be watchful of the different things that we are conveying with our words and our energy, and that can make or break a relationship. It really can. And everybody knows that if someone's saying something, but then you've got a feeling different than what they're saying, doesn't matter what they said, you still are left with a feeling of uncertainty about what actually transpired.
Right.
So that mindfulness is actually what can assure that you're actually conveying the full truth of what you really mean, and not throwing in little sidewinders that might not
and
be true.
like, honestly, you know, one of the biggest things for me that I've always wanted in relationships is to be understood by the other person. You know, for the other person to know where I'm coming from, for them to clearly understand my intentions when I'm doing something, when I'm saying something, for there not to be a miscommunication there. And, you know, I can definitely see where, like, I have had blockages in my life because I was trying to people please, or I was trying to make sure the relationship was good with that person, rather than making sure I was true to who I am in that relationship. I'm going to go ahead and take the next one, which is, how can you honor silence as much as you honor speech? And this is one that I definitely had trouble with, because it can be hard to be silent with somebody. You know, it can be hard to really, like, sit with somebody and be okay with the silence and not feel like, oh, this is awkward. You know, oh, well, like, you know, we're not speaking, we're not communicating, there's something wrong here. You know, like, I need to fix this somehow. And just try to come up with, like, a conversation topic and panic. Like, you know, you really gotta just sit with yourself and be like, it's fine, it's okay. I can have the patience, and I can sit with this person, and we can be next to each other. And that in itself can be a moment. And if something comes to mind to talk about, then I can give it voice. But I don't have to create some topic out of nowhere to make things better. You know, this isn't a bad way of being, sitting in silence with another person. And in fact, you know, there can be very influential people who only speak intentionally. who only say when there is something on their mind that they really need to say, that really just calls to them to give voice to. Like some people, they find their balance in communicating a lot, in speaking a lot, but other people, they may find that balance in being more of a sage-like presence who just speaks in short but meaningful bursts, and that every time they speak, whatever they're saying, it has a very deep and important meaning to them. All right, and next up, I'll go ahead and move to you. As an integration reflection, what changes did you notice from last week's heart chakra practice?
So I think the prompt last week was, what are we ready to forgive?
That
Yes.
was, yeah.
Of ourselves or
Of others.
Yeah.
So, so to carry it over from last week, I think I was able to dig deeper into things that I'm hard on myself about. So I've been able to forgive myself for not honoring myself. And I think in our Reiki session that kind of came up as well.
Yeah, it did. And that was already a commitment that you made over the week. And I had no clue, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. All right, and I think with this one, I kind of want to move around the circle.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Miguel, what changes did you notice from last week's heart chakra practice?
What was it called again?
Would it be ready to forgive?
That was one of the
For
homeworks.
ourselves, or what the takeaway prompt for your journal was, what are we ready to forgive within ourselves or someone else?
But yeah, even just in general, what from last week, what integration have you had? How have you worked with your heart chakra?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said before, was that I used to burn a lot of bridges, hurt a lot of people with my words, and I just looking back on it, I don't like the way I used to do that. So now I'm much more careful about my words. So much so that sometimes it's I have trouble expressing my feelings, emotions a lot of times, and so it's kind of have the opposite issue now, rather than just saying whatever was on my mind. I didn't care whether or not I told something, hey, I don't know, they'll jump off a bridge or whatever, or just tell them, just something negative about themselves. But now I try to be much more mindful. I try to compliment them and be nice to them. And so, but sometimes I may not know what to say. So sometimes I kind of have that struggle. What do I say? Should I say something? How do I say it? Where do I say it? When do I say it? Why should I say it?
You're experiencing the other side, yeah.
Right. So
I having grown up with that, definitely a lot. I can say that, you gotta gauge when it is important to say something, and then figure out, people, right? And the way that the people in your life are. You have some idea of, this is how this person is. This is what this person likes. This is what this person doesn't like. Well, at least with the people that you know, and in a bit more formal sense with people that you don't know so much, you can get a sense of, how can I tell this person what I need to tell them without really hurting them? And you know, for some people you can get a sense, like some people can take it. Some people they're like, you know, I want complete honesty, raw, however you want to say it, like just tell me exactly what's on your mind, and that will give me peace. You know, I'll know what you're thinking, I'll know what you're feeling, I'll be happy for the criticism, you know. And other people, you really got to be gentle with. You gotta like be like, hey, listen, you know, take them aside, talk to them a little bit softly, you know, and tell them in a way that they understand it's not meant to hurt them and it's not meant to cause them any pain, but like it's just meant so that they can get better and so that they, you know, you guys have a better relationship or a better connection.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And moving on to Isaiah, what changes did you notice from last week's heart chakra practice?
The ability to forgive myself more for, like, we talk about the things I didn't say, things that should have been said, and things I didn't do.
Right?
You know, you do something, you want to do this, but you did this, and afterwards, like,
Yeah, that's definitely very important. Like, you know, we can really beat ourselves up for things we did or didn't do, especially based on results, you know, like, oh, we didn't do this and then this happened,
Yep.
right? Like, this is now our fault. But really, you know, we're here in this life to live life and to make choices. I like to think of life a lot like a drama, a play that we chose to be a part of. And the mistakes are part of that drama. They're part of that experience. They're part of that learning. They're part of that growth. So really, you know, it's, even if we were in the wrong, we can learn from that. But like, we don't have to beat ourselves up for who we were in the past, you know, because we're not that person anymore. We grew from that. We learned from that. We changed from that. Or, you know, if we haven't, we're working on it. We're trying to make that change. You know, we're making an effort. And so it really is important to be able to forgive that.
Yay! And that was a major accomplishment within this week, to be mindful and catch yourself when you were gonna hold yourself like overly, you know, accountable for that. You're like, okay, I made this mistake before. I'm not gonna torture myself over this. I'm just gonna be more mindful the next time. So high five!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it really is that, just like thinking of it as, oh, I learned from this, I'm gonna be better next time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. That's great.
Awesome. And now Aaron, so for you, what changes did you notice from last week's heart chakra practice?
Well, amazing. Yes. So with the heart chakra, that's a big one. We use the heart and it supports all the other chakras, right? And this week has been a lot of getting us to the place where we're actually having the gala. So I was thinking one way, I was thinking, oh, the gala's going to be in Southwood, and that's really what I was thinking, right? But now it turns out that obviously it was meant to be here in Railroad Square. And so I was just having to be a little more compassionate on myself too, you know. I'm a big manifester, and I love for things to come together exactly how I would like, but I do hold space for divine timing on things and everything. So just being easier on myself about things are coming together in divine timing, how they're meant to for the gala, and it, you know, just comes from a place of love and to help us build this place even bigger and help even more people than we do now. And so, you know, the whole idea behind it is a beautiful thing, but as one person, and you know, I can only do what I can do to bring that together. So I've just had to be a lot more gentle on myself, and just, you know, accept how things are progressing for it and just knowing everything is coming together in divine timing. So I've had to just, you're so precious, you're doing all you can, love you, everything is happening, and who knows what next week brings. Who knows what the next week after that brings. So just reminding myself that things are coming together in the way that they're meant to. So
Right.
being easy on myself.
Yeah. And I think, something that, at least for me, for Erin, you very much have that kind of teacher archetype about you. You got that kind of energy. So a lot of people, especially when you're speaking about things that they might feel like, oh, she has her shit together. But you have to deal with these sorts of things too. It's a continual growth. It's not something that ever really ends. We're always going to have moments where we forgive ourselves and we remember that, we're caught up in this thing and it doesn't have to go the way that we want it to go, and all these sorts of things.
Yes.
So it is important to really hear from you, just what you're going through as well.
Yes, well, thank you. Yes, no, we're all humans. We're here having a human experience. No one is, we might get to a certain place where we're then offering help to other people, but at the end of the day, we are all still human. We still have these things that come up for us, but it's about making the right choice and moving forward with your truth. And that is one thing is, when you want something to come together, you also have to understand that it does come together in divine timing and how it was meant to. And so no matter how much I really want things to be one specific way, at the end of the day, it's going to be how it's meant to be.
Right.
So.
All right, and now I'll take this question myself.
Okay.
What changes did you notice from last week's heart chakra practice? Well, for me, I've noticed a lot of personal growth in the realm of shadow. I've definitely been having the dreams for it. I've been having those dreams where I've been encountering people who I broke ties with, and really just reconciling that. I've been feeling a lot more release in that. I know that something that I know for the relationships in our lives, we're never going to completely get rid of the impact they had on us. It's never going to be fully gone. There's always going to be a little bit of that there in our heart, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to just be able to let ourselves move on, to be able to let go of any sort of guilt or pain or shame or anger, frustration. For me, in some cases, a bit of bitterness and feelings of unfairness about the situation. To be able to let go of those things and to remember that we are all connected, we are all one, we are all part of the same soul family, and we're here to connect with one another, even if those connections turn sour. Those connections were worth having in the moment, and they help build us into who we are today, and they will continue to build us as we build new ones.
Yay, yes. Yay.
All
All
right.
right. Well, I think we said a lot today, and this was a
Yeah.
very great temple service as well as podcast. So, everybody, thank you for your
Thank you.
participation.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Yes, thank you everyone at home. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification bell so you know when we're going live all the time. And we'll see you throughout the week. I go live every day. So I bring a love, connection, intuitive guidance every day. So check in, and we'll see you next Sunday as well. All right. All right.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank
Namaste.
you.
Bye.
but especially when you sleep, so you try to get up on it.
Yeah, that's starting to happen a couple
Yes.
times.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, my right